Good evening, good evening, and good evening. We are Black Toe Studio.
We are, yes.
Yes, we are.
Dom and
Tom!
from Black Tech Studios.
Yes.
And it's episode 57 of Dom and Tom Sit, Talk and Hobby.
Yes.
And it's an exciting Tom.
Well, I mean, 57 is quite a far long way from where we started from. Some might say 56 episodes on.
So, those who are new to the stream, basically we just sit here, we talk rubbish, we do some hobby. We expect you to do some hobby as well, because you're probably stuck at home, probably some form of lockdown, you haven't seen anyone, but we're going to be your friends tonight. And Tom's probably on call.
I am on call. However, I don't think I have to worry about that one. No, I don't. We're okay at the moment, so that's fine. But yes, and also tonight we have the added bonus of a challenge winner being announced, and also a new challenge, which we actually haven't talked about the new challenge yet, have we?
No.
Let's be honest with you. I have an idea, but we're going to float a couple of things. Maybe we'll see what people.
No, let's go with your idea. I believe in you, Tom. We can go with your idea.
Okay, all right.
No pressure, but if it's rubbish,
it might be. Well, it might not suit everyone. That's what I'm worried about. So we'll see. But I thought it was a cool idea anyway. So anyway, chat. Hello, everyone in chat. We have Peter's here. In fact, there's two Peters. We've got Peter Coleman and Peter Higgins. So welcome to the stream. We've got Dave Holland who's joined us, and Vicky's here, and Captain Jack Sparrow. Gumption, sorry.
Yeah, nice. So Tom, what hobby are you working on tonight?
Well, I finished. For those who follow our Instagram, you would have seen that I finished my apothecary, which was my goal for yesterday. And today I have just got this base coated for the second time. There's a funny story about that, which I'll go into in a minute. It wasn't funny actually; it was highly irritating. Anyway, this is a Templar Impulsor. As you can see, there's some damage here and some here, which again is part of this story. However, yeah, so this is what I'm going to be working on tonight, getting this ready for a video I'm putting up on Thursday as an update to the Templars, because I hope everyone's been enjoying the videos I've been putting up for my army updates recently. I think the Scorpion one seems to go down quite well, so very positive about that. And Dom, before I rabbit on any longer, what are you working on?
Well, I've got several things I can work on.
Oh, Dom, we lost you.
Oh, I'm back.
That's better. There you go.
There you go. I'm kind of working on three things at the moment. I've got some painting of some Sisters of Battle, as seen here. I've got a Dark Apostle I'm working on. I've also got assembly work. So I'm kind of leaving it up to you guys what you think I should be working on tonight.
All three of them.
Well, Tom, I'll tell you what I have got to make, which you don't know until now, but I got myself.
Okay, I'm doing it now. You've pushed me.
So I've got this to work on.
What prompted that?
What did I work on? It was on offer on Goblin Gaming.
Oh, what? Why don't you tell me?
I was just like, I had to order some bits, and I was like, why not?
By the way, your microphone's breaking up, my friend.
Oh, right, okay, let me see if I can
quite a bit. So every other word was disappearing just then.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Oh, okay. It was actually blanking you out. Hello, Isaac. Welcome to the stream. Peter Coleman's saying Necron Warriors need to be painted, apparently.
I've painted them. They're done. Peter.
There you go.
I've got a hot box of 20 painted Necron Warriors. I'll be doing a video for them later. So, yeah.
Ooh, you're so fancy.
I do, Mr. Blue. I do have a Titan to paint. This one is a play on perspective. Like, it could seem to be bigger.
Me and Dom spoke about this a few weeks ago, and I think we were both suitably keen to try Titanicus out. That be fair?
Yeah.
So I will have a look at getting something next month. Actually, yes. In that case, that sounds cool. Maybe we can build a little force. Maybe even do, dare I say, a battle report of one when we know the rules.
There you go, Peter Higgins. That's how you do it. You just buy a model, and he wanders straight into it as well.
Yeah, it reminds me of that story. You know, when I was in Games Workshop, when Dom made me buy a Marine Battle Force.
Yeah, that taught him a lesson. Yeah, and so tonight as well, we also have the painting challenge for some bases. So that should be quite good to see. What's everyone in the chat working on tonight? Anything particularly good?
Yeah. let's hear it, guys. Um, Obviously, we won't jump straight into the challenge winner yet. We'd like to give it maybe half an hour or so before we do the announcement because some people don't arrive until about 8:30 or a little bit later. So just bear with us while we sit here and paint. Um, you know, but there. So there. That's it. I'm done. I'm going to be silent now for the rest of the stream. Sorry, Dom.
Oh, no, don't be. Carry on.
Anyway, I can tell you the story about this wonderful impulsor if you want.
Oh, do.
So anyway, I'd prepped it all about 2 or 3 days ago, and I went right. This is ready to base. So I've sprayed it, and I looked at it and went, oh, I said to myself, I could put another icon or something on there just to make it look a bit better. So I glued one on. The glue went everywhere on the front of it, which yes, and it was super glue because I was gluing metal. Yeah, so I had to scrape that off for starters. Then I got a bit, as you do when you're fixing something, you sometimes get a little bit frustrated or pissed off because you're like, oh, it looked all right to start with. I didn't need to touch it really. I just wanted to put extra stuff on it. So anyway, I fixed that part of it and then resprayed it. I then rather foolishly picked it up while it was still wet with my whole hand, and I put fingerprints all over it. So it then had to have a bath of BioStrip 20. So I hadn't even painted the model yet, and I had to strip the base coat off. Exactly. And so, yeah, and it's the first time I've actually done that in a long time, like made a proper mess up of a model. And it was pretty bad. And unfortunately, there is some damage on it where I've had to scrape off some of the glue.
Oh, no. Battle damage.
But it'll be better. Yeah, exactly. And I've also used. The irony is I then put a slightly larger icon on, which I didn't think would fit in the first place, which wouldn't have been a problem with the glue. However, it did fit, and it covered some of the damage up, so can't complain too much about that. So anyway, this will be my slightly worn impulsor, and we'll see. So yes, that's that. Sorry about that, guys. That's the perils of hobbying sometimes is messing up. What we got going on here?
Yeah.
So we had a whole bunch of chat just come in. So Peter's not really. He's still trying to figure out his obnoxious Space Marine colour scheme. Well, I mean, obnoxious could be if one person could be the other person's favourite colours.
Yeah.
Colours
Yeah,
you
can use a colour wheel, Peter, if you don't use that as a tool already.
Yeah, just use the wrong formation of colours.
Yeah, go for it.
I
Yeah,
mean, I can't guarantee you'll be happy with it, but
Google the colour wheel, Peter, and there's a little tool how to use it.
yeah, and then if you just
and that kind of goes for Captain Jack. He's also looking for a colour scheme at the moment, so maybe just check that out.
And if you want obnoxious, just pick the colours that don't work with each other. There we go. Gavin is finishing his Gene Stealer Cult Jackels. I think I said that correctly. Isaac's working on his Traitor Guard. Vicky's working on her Lord Discordant, which I have seen. That's coming along nicely. And Captain Jack is Sisters trying to work out a colour scheme. Yet, fair enough. And Peter Higgins. That's how all our armies start. Yeah, that's fine. And then we all get made to make our armies. And Mr. Blue, Legion Squad number 5. Biker miners from Mars. Well, and obviously, for those of you in the UK, I hope everyone's getting excited about next Monday when some of the training wheels come off on the social gatherings. We're all being trusted again to see, so we can all meet up and play games again.
What could go wrong?
What could possibly go wrong? So there's a few people in chat, one of which is Gavin, and I don't know if Daryl's here, who I'm hoping to organise a game, and also Dave at some point. I know you want to get a test game, and I think Vicky might be keen to maybe give you a game as well. Actually, you can both play your Space Marine armies and have a little learning session. I won't film that one because I can understand that if you're not that familiar with it, you probably don't want it filmed, which is fair enough. But I'm happy to watch a game between you both and help you learn some of the rules if you want. But yeah, quite exciting times. I'm looking forward to it, Dom. Don't know about you?
Yeah, definitely. I've got a couple of games lined up. Get myself and Matt are playing. Matt, who plays Ultramarines, playing on Monday, and got a game against Custodes coming up as well. So that's in a couple of weeks. That should be interesting.
Who's got the Custodes?
Mark, who runs Meta.
Ah, you got Mark coming down. I forgot you. I actually remember now. You said yes. You said you were seeing if you could come down. That's cool.
Yeah, so
At
yeah,
at
that's a
least he's not
couple.
got a 9th edition codex, right?
Exactly. Yeah, what could Custodes are pretty much a rollover, so it should be absolutely fine.
Have you beaten the Ultramarines yet? I don't think you have you, for Matt?
I've beaten Matt before. It's easy. It's so easy. No, but I think we're going with a narrative kind of themed game, which is
Nice.
quite interesting.
Well, there is.
And then at some point, trying to get the Crusade guys together, and it'd be quite nice to get everyone out and we'll have a little Crusade sesh together.
That
It'd be
sounds
quite
fun.
nice. But I
Don't
need
get
to
too
get these
carried
guys
away.
painted. Don't get too carried away.
No, no, no. You don't want to be responsible for like an outbreak or something, you know.
Well, that's going to be outside. Our little
That's
Crusade section is
yeah. I
going to be
suspected it would be.
outside anyway. Yeah, because they're only 500 points, so it's going to be quite a small games.
Get it on the kitchen table, Dom.
Yes, I mean outside, Tom. But yeah, it should be good. I'm looking forward to it. It's quite nice, really, to be able to see people again.
Indeed, I completely agree. But yes, and at the moment, as I was just saying, Dom, I'm quite in the groove of hobbying at the moment. So I'm churning out quite a lot of painting, which has been quite nice. I've actually pretty much stopped playing computer games at the moment, just because I've been enjoying painting more, which is quite novel for me. So I'm just trying to keep in that frame of mind, which so far hasn't been very difficult.
No,
No, I've
you're not
actually
you're not missing it a
no, because
big
what I've
amount.
decided to do is actually I'm primarily playing a little bit on a Friday night with some friends, which is good. It settles that little itch at the moment. So, I mean, I will say that when Dark Tide comes out, the 40k version of Vermintide, I
Yep.
probably might do a little bit of a stream on that one because I think it might be quite fun because it's quite relevant to what we to the stuff that we present anyway from a from game systems point of view, 'cause it's still 40k based and it'll be a new game, and I think that might be quite fun for people to watch. So I don't know what people think about that, but I think it might be quite fun. Either way, if I'm going to be playing it, I may as well stream it.
Yeah. Go for it, Tom.
uh,
Do 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 do. Yeah. Also, you put a game up against
we did.
Vicky's Crimson Fist.
We had a Crimson Fist versus Night Lords. Go check that one out if you haven't watched it already. It was good fun. I had fun anyway.
Good, good.
I don't know
Yeah.
how Vicky felt about the game, but that may give you a clue.
I think we're going to get some spoilers in the chat very soon.
But yes, and speaking of spoilers in chat and people liking videos, I mean, we've only had 3 likes, Dom. How does that make you feel?
Well, I'm not going to say sad, Tom, but disappointed would probably be the better word for it.
I mean, I'd like to see that
That's
number
probably going to
climb.
get worse. It's probably going to have 4 thumbs down now.
Well, I don't know. Mr. Lee's not in chat, so we should be all right.
Someone has removed the like, so sad times. But yeah, guys, a like is always good. It helps us and it helps the channel. So really appreciate if you tick the little thumbs up there.
Indeed, just to make us. I mean, obviously, if you really don't like what we're doing, I completely understand. But So other things to have a quick chat about. Obviously, for those of you who haven't voted for my next greater demon, I'm gonna do it, Dom. Greater demon.
Don't say it. You're better than that, Tom. Don't say it.
For the next Great Demon painting, it's had quite a fair few votes, but if you haven't voted, go over onto Discord, or if you, I'm actually going to do this because this is going. So basically, the vote actually ends at 9 o'clock today because it's been up for about a week. So I'm actually going to post this actually in chat here for anyone who is watching who would like to participate in this. And if you want to regularly participate and join our Discord, please do. So there's the link to the poll for the Demon Prince, and I will also post up a nice little Discord link for anyone who's just joined us and who actually isn't a member of our Discord, because we typically only give these invites out during a stream. It's mainly because we want to get you guys who are watching involved, because we get to interact with you more typically, because you're all on the live stream. So let's copy that in there. So there's the poll, and there is the Discord invite. So feel free to hop in there. And yes, and so basically at the moment I believe Nurgle's winning. I'm going to have a quick check, and then we'll check it at 9. Yeah, Nurgle is. Although Korn's jumped all of a sudden, so it's 9-5. 9 to Nurgle, 5 to Korn. I will check that again at 9ish PM, as long as we're not in the middle of doing the reveals for the challenge or something. And we'll see what we're going to be painting next. I must admit, Lord Change is actually much more enjoyable than I thought it would be. And it came out alright. I think it came out alright. Never know, I might
where is your great limit of Zeech and Slanesh at the moment?
They are currently on the top of my display cabinets.
Where are your display cabinets now? Are they in the hallway?
They're in the hallway now, yes, correct. Essentially, I can show you the little modification. I now have over here a little proper display table for doing videos and stuff. So sorry for the mess. It's I've been sort of mucking around with a lot of the rooms at the moment, trying to get them all sorted out. So and hello, Mr. Lee. Thank you very much for joining us. Appreciate your visitation. There we go. Yeah. So if you haven't voted, get on one of those links, give it a vote. Let's see if we can either push Korn over the edge or Nurgle over the edge, and I will paint either one. Ow! Just got my finger stuck in my impulsor.
That impulsor is cursed.
I know. I'm actually worried about painting this. I'm wondering if it's one of those models been sent to break me. It's like, oh, he's painting so much and so consistently. I know. I'm going to throw a little curveball in.
I tell you what, I think the worst glue that I have issues with is plastic glue. If you kind of use too much of that and it leaks everywhere, it's an absolute pain. You've got to get it really quickly before it's too late.
Because if it starts melting stuff, that's even worse.
Yeah.
So I think at least with super glue, you have a kind of a chance to scrape it off when it's dry, although it can still damage the model, but not quite as much. And then I think what I was actually missing in my Wargamers arsenal was some fine sandpaper, actually.
Bit wet and dry.
Bit wet and dry, yeah. Coarse 200,000 grit.
There you go.
Diamond coated.
Yeah, I think it's always handy to have something just to help you out in case you do have some sort of catastrophe. Which always happens at the best time. Normally when you're really tired. It's your last job of the day before you go to sleep, and you go bloop, all over your model.
Well, it's like that when I was basically spraying this because it was like, oh, I'll just go to bed and I'll let this dry overnight, and then the last time I sprayed it, I was just like, oh, I've just put my hand all over it. What a plonker, as they say. I've just seen there's a few more people jumped into chat into the stream. It was Range 85. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. How are we doing on time? We still got a few more minutes. Let's at least wait until past, I think. I can discuss the new idea if you want.
But there's no discussion, Tom. No discussion. You go for it.
Okay. Well, I had
no discussion. After we do the challenge, you announce what it is. No talking about it.
Okay. All right. This is really unfair, but okay.
And then you can see me do this face.
Why did he even think of this? It's not even model related.
Yeah.
But anyway, well, we can talk about a bit more Titanicus maybe. So obviously, if you've picked that up, are you doing Chaos or sorry, are you doing Traitor or Loyalist?
I want to do Traitor. I love Traitors.
That's what I don't mind doing. Loyalist.
I've kind of looked at a couple of paint schemes. And I think I've settled on one, but I'm still umming and ahhing, to be honest.
Are you going to pick one out of the book? I take it, like a proper.
Yeah.
That sounds fun. Yeah. Because I think what I might do is maybe have a look at the box sets as well, and then maybe we could split one, perhaps. You could take half of them, because I don't think they have enough to play a game in them, don't they? That's the whole point, I think, isn't it?
Yeah. I think it'd be one of those things that we can just start off a couple of
Single ones.
little skirmishy kind
Yeah.
of things. Our friend Lawrence in Eastbourne,
Oh
he's
yes.
really into his Titanicus. He's gone, "I'll give you a demo game." I'm like, "Please do.
Is
Please give me a
is Tom
demo
still
game."
playing as well? Other Tom?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, because I
Yeah, and
remember.
obviously the clubs are now starting to reopen, so
Yeah,
hopefully we'll start
we can
to
actually make a
get a
visit.
bit more involvement. Yeah, I think clubs are definitely going to have a bit of a boost.
I think
I
they
think
have a
everyone's just
short-term boost, definitely. Because I think people just want to get out, see their friends, and also just play some actual games as well. For especially a lot of hobbyists who maybe aren't, maybe like myself, who don't necessarily. I mean, actually, I've been quite lucky because obviously my other half plays. So for me, it's very much like, do you want a game? And it's like, yeah, we'll have a quick game, and that's cool. And we've got the space to do it. But there's probably a lot of people out there that maybe don't have that particular setup, and then they've had to maybe even wait a few months before they can even roll a dice. And that's and I feel that pain. Yeah, if you both
yeah,
get the box set, that's what you guys. Yeah, I mean that's cool. So yeah, well we'll I think we'll definitely investigate that because I'm interested. As an extra string to our bow, Dom.
mm.
We can become the premier Titanicus wargaming channel
Oh yeah, easily.
with a high
I
quality.
mean, we tried with all the others. Let's try Titanicus. It's win-win.
We've got to get one right eventually, right?
Yeah, we'll get a niche.
We'll find the niche of the niche. That's what we'll do.
Yeah.
But yes, that's cool. So you're doing traitors again. I mean, it does suit you.
Thank you.
No,
Thank
no,
you.
no particular reason behind that answer.
Unbelievable.
Traitors for
Unbelievable.
skulls.
Rude.
Well,
Absolutely rude.
so he's having a nice drink. I can't drink tonight, so that's sad.
Well, I'm less stressed as you're not drinking.
What is this about? Honestly, this is just this is just what nice drink did you take from your box of goodies, by the way?
Oh, it's some Belgian beer.
Some
I can't remember. I can't remember what it's
You don't sound
called.
that enthused about it.
No, to be fair, it's not too bad. To be honest, it's quite nice. It's a bit of a lottery because sometimes you get a really good set. Other ones you're like, ooh, that's nice. There was an eggnog one as well.
Oh.
There's an eggnog beer that I got in one pack. I gave that to Adam. He helped me with something. I was like, there you go.
Hopefully Adam's not in chat because
Well, can I drink it? Either way,
doesn't sound nice.
eggnog beer.
No,
Not right, is it,
anything
really?
eggnog related probably isn't good.
No.
By the way, we've managed to get 2 extra likes from when I last mentioned it, but we're up to 15 people now.
Ooh, fancy. So my Titan is so my 40k Titan is going to be a different paint scheme to my Titanicus Titans because the Warhound's going to merge in with the Word Bearers. My idea is a bit different for the Titanicus. It's going to be something I haven't tried at all before, so I'm really looking forward to that. So,
well, I
yeah,
think the other thing with the Titanicus is obviously then they weren't corrupted really, as in to the point of like being physically changed in any way.
yeah,
So
I think if you did want, I'm not going down that route, but I think
yeah,
if you did want to go down that route, there is narrative to kind
yeah,
of
of
say,
course,
oh, they got a warp storm and suddenly they're all there.
Nurgle.
But yeah, I think it's quite nice when they're not like that to start with.
Well, good. That sounds like a nice idea to maybe do towards the end of the year. In that case, I think that'll be good.
Indeed, we should be good. So shall we do some painting challenge stuff?
All right, if you twist my arm.
Yeah, let's do it, Tom. Let's do it. Do you know
I
who?
think I do. I think I do. So I'm going to read them out as we go, and if I get it wrong, you can correct me. All right.
Yeah. So guys, painting challenge was do some bases, and some brilliant entries. Be quite nice if we get some new faces on the next one because Tom's come up with a brilliant painting challenge.
Well, hang on a minute. Don't
You'll
build this up.
Enjoy.
Don't build
Wood
this up.
paneling.
I want to make some cork boards from scratch.
Yeah. Well, I'm just going to get it up on here just to make sure we've got the right names.
Cool. All right. Well, I'm ready with number 1 when you guys.
All right. to number
All right,
1.
guys. Well, here we are. So obviously, the previous challenge from 2 weeks ago was focusing on bases. So obviously, if you have a nice painted model on it, that's great. However, we were looking primarily at the base part of the model, so it's not the end of the world.
All about the base.
So here we go, and the first one I believe is from Aaron, which is an
Oh,
orc.
do you? Let's have a look. Let's see if you're right. It is!
There we go. So we have a very muddy and scrappy base here, which looks very nice actually. And I do like the added flavour of the grot.
Yeah. Do you want to go with this one then, Tom?
Yeah, I can crack on with that.
Yeah,
That's fine. Yeah. So
yeah.
so obviously it looks like we've got some nice, I would say, rusted water effect on the base on the very bottom there. Maybe not water, but it just looks like obviously something seeped in there and rusted out. And we have I think the grot is he wearing a satchel or is he inside the satchel? I mean grots are quite
I like to think he's a little grot bomber.
a little grot bomber. All right, yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair. And obviously, I like the little symbol that's been sort of pushed into the ground down there with a bit of broken. I presume that's a metal pole or weaponry of some description. And real nice contrast between the kind of mud and metals down there. I think it all but blended as well. So it's nice, and then a little bit of stone poking through, and even a bit of grass. We like a bit of grass.
Oh, we do,
We
yeah.
do.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing about this challenge. I really like a good base on a model. So this is all good stuff for me. But yeah, Aaron's really kind of pushed it out of the park here with this one because it's just texture everywhere
Yeah.
there. All different colours, different depths, and the grot just kind of adds, doesn't it? It's just like a nice little grot.
Nice all
And
flavour.
yeah, and as working as an insert as well, it's quite nice as well that the base becomes its own separate model rather than just I just painted around his feet.
Yeah, I mean that
Uh,
can become a bit of a thing sometimes. I think just painting around because obviously you are encouraged to glue your model down before. I think most instruction sets for the 40k universe imply that you should glue the feet down as soon as you can, pretty much. So no, but I'm just saying that's kind of what they expect you to do.
yeah,
So and
yeah. I mean, for my ones at the moment, I do these bases completely
pre-painting,
separately.
yeah, pre-painting.
Yeah, and then glue them on.
Which is what I did with
Uh,
my Grey Knights. I did all the bases first for my rebase and then glued them onto them. But that's because you're a bit wiser the second time round. You realise that actually, if you want to get a good quality looking base, you should take the time to do them as a separate project, really, actually.
mm.
Because before, when it used to be just like, oh, bit of spray and slap on some green and some grass, and it's fairly easy. But anyway, we digress. Next one, which I believe is Captain Jack.
Oh, hang on,
Oh,
hang
sorry.
on.
Oh, sorry. Well done, Aaron. Second one, which I
Well
believe
done,
is
Aaron.
Jack's.
Maybe it's Jack's. It is Jack's. So I think with this one, I'll go with this one. If you don't know, it's for a Helldrake, which he's done for his World Eaters.
Which I might add, the Helldrake looks very cool as well. So
yeah, so it just complements it even more so. And yeah, it's lovely. It's one of those. I believe that's some form of cork or something he's put on there, textured it up a little bit. Lots of depth in the colour. And there's that small symbols. It's kind of like what you have on your sprue. What we've got to spare, I'll chuck it on, and it works perfectly fine. I mean, it's good. You've got all the different kind of icon bits there. And when you messaged me, I was like, I love the arm. I love the bloody arm that's coming up. Yeah, there you go.
This is turning into something here as an example. This little Zinch book. I think I can make a nice little thing on there. Yes.
The word there is nice.
Yeah.
Very nice of you. Very generous, Tom. Thank you. But I love that bloody arm coming up because I think it's just a lovely contrast there between like this brown kind of muddy surrounding and then this blood arm just coming up.
And I will echo most of your comments there, but however, I would like to add that I really like the way the stalk has been blended into the base terrain on this as well. I think that's been done really well. Because I must admit, actually, when you look at the standard clear, but I think sometimes actually, now that I've seen that, I might actually base the clear item in a colour similar to the base and then gradually fade it out towards the top, which I think actually works very nicely. That's just
definitely. Yeah, no, I think that's definitely something worth noting, Tom. Yeah, you're right. I do mine clear. Because I've never really been. I've never kind of gone. Maybe I should paint it. But after seeing what he's done here, it does look really good, doesn't it?
I think it might not work with every colour scheme, but with this, I think because it's quite a nice dark muddy thing, I think it works quite nicely. I think if you go to maybe a more lighter colour, it might not look quite right, I suppose, towards the top. But
Mhm.
I don't know, maybe that's just an opinion thing, I suppose, on colour choices. So yeah. Anyway, Jack, well done. Little dance. Um,
Nice.
Next one we have is, I think this is Orkster.
Do you know? Do you think it's Orkster, do you?
I do.
It is Orkster, yes!
Yeah, that's right.
And before we go any further with this one, Orkster, I don't know if he has already, but he's going to be putting a tutorial up on our Discord. So if you like these bases, there's another reason to join Discord there. That people are on there putting tutorials, so go check it out.
Yes, please do. Well, yeah. So
One's yours. Go for it.
anyway, I mean, I have to applaud the effort that has gone into this because I did see a few of the kind of in progress shots on Discord over the week, or 2 weeks per se. But what I really love the fact here is that obviously I'm not quite sure what he used for the clear bubble at the top. Might need to look it up. However, I just love the fact you can see down at the bottom, but it still looks like a very nice watery pond effect on it. And the fact that obviously he's probably had to do all of the painting to the stuff on the stuff below it before pouring all the stuff over it, wondering if it might work or not, which I think's quite. It's one of those things where you thought, oh, I'll just paint all this. Let's just pour all this on and hope it dries nice and clear and doesn't ruin my detail. And I love the added addition of the lily pads and even a couple of shells poking through there. So I think this was for a Blood Bowl team, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. Orkster's well into his Blood Bowl.
Yes, but anyway, yeah, and I love the. Also, I'm assuming the coloured rings on it are for different types of the Blood Bowl team, which is quite. I assume they have a colour coding system of some description. That's probably why they're on there. But I actually think that makes it quite nice to separate them out and break up those. Looks good. Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty much what you said, really. To be honest, I just love the depth that's gone in there, and the kind of really original thought. You can imagine that maybe on Deepkin as well.
Yes.
That you could have something like that. In fact, that's what I was thinking earlier. I was like, oh yeah, I wonder what armies you could use that for. And yeah, AOS could definitely use it for some sort of Deepkin kind of force. Yeah, no, really, really impressive.
I think if I was going to do a 40k army with it, I would try and probably sink the model you're painting a little bit into it, so it looks like they're kind of in the water. But you'd have to be very specific board choices. I think it's a very odd. Yeah, I think 40k it doesn't quite. I suppose it doesn't quite work in the same way.
You could probably find something, can't you? But I think it'd be a case of when you want to rebase a model and you snap half its foot off, and you're like, oh, I'll just sink him in the mud. I mean, having that instead would be way better.
Yes.
But yeah, it's really nice. Orkster did send me a picture of a model on one as well. So hopefully he'll put it up on Discord if he hasn't already. But yeah, they look really nice on those bases. So really good job there. Well done.
And now we have our Imperial Guard entry, which I believe is by Taggart.
Do you know? I believe it might be. By range. Oh, it's Taggart. It's Taggart.
It is Taggart. I'm sure. Yeah, that's cool. Right. I remember the colour scheme. That's what I was just. I was pretty sure. So, over to you, sir.
Well, first off, I would like to say that Taggart has kind of been giving us models from the very start on the painting challenges. And Tom, those models to start with were not based. And maybe it was just out of his comfort zone basing. So, massive kudos on actually entering a basing model and to a high standard as well. I think these are really good. Nice to have some character models on there because I've got Sentinels and I try and do the same because they're quite nicely able to like move and maneuver, so you can position them quite nicely. I really like it. I like it's good. I love the idea of that Cadian just getting crushed beneath the Sentinel.
I mean, that was obviously taken just before the pressure was applied down.
Yes, definitely. Or maybe he's gentle. But to be fair, Tom, I've got Sentinels and I've used them in combat, and I can probably tell you that's exactly the amount of damage a Sentinel would do to
He's probably
someone.
going,
Just
oh, get
like a
off my
gentle,
back.
yeah,
Get off my back. You're
yeah,
pushing the air
yeah,
out of my
yeah.
lungs slightly.
I can't breathe. Well,
Yeah.
actually, no, I can. It's just very uncomfortable.
Having fought your Sentinels, I would have to agree.
Yeah, yeah.
They're only good for killing themselves with plasma cannons.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're good at killing themselves. Nothing much.
Yeah.
Nothing else. But really nice. It's
Yes.
kind of reminiscent of a beach with the little tufts and the
Yep.
almost sandy base. But
The good
yeah, what do you
choice.
think?
Well, I'd say I think the good choice of grass color on that base as well. I think that suits it. It's a nice combination of that kind of sandy, and then a kind of quite a light grass at the top but dark at the bottom. I assume it's a bought grass of some description with like you get. I assume the tufts.
Yeah, it
Um,
looks like tufts.
yeah, and again, I just like the little additions of people down there. I think it adds to the, especially to Sentinels, because they can look a bit, I suppose, a little bit boring. Because you don't really see much of the model until about halfway up, and then it's just legs. So I think adding a few bits on the base actually makes them stand out a bit better, as you were kind of saying. So and again, Taggart, well done on stepping up and doing some more basing. So what are you smiling at?
Peter Higgins' comment on there. It's taken just before the guardsman gets up and topples the sentinel. Yeah, it's very true.
So anyway, it's Games Workshop grass as well. There we go. So that answers our
Yeah.
question. That one. Cool.
Actually, I'll tell you what, a little call out to the Games Workshop tufts, actually. That they are quite a nice pack because you get tiny little ones you can put on a small base, and then you get these bigger ones that are perfect for a flying base, or like he's done there for the Sentinels. So yeah, the Games Workshop ones are pretty good, actually.
So well done.
Yes, clap, 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 clap. Well done, Isaac.
We have one more.
We do.
Which I
Do you know
believe
who this is?
I believe it's from Mike.
Oh my goodness, Tom. Well done. Every single one, you've got them.
And here we go. And and so I believe this was on his recently very well painted Eldar Knight.
Yes.
On the base of that, if I can remember the nice scheme he had on the with the orangey gems, which was very cool. So yeah, I can. Now I think I'm not sure. That looks like a Games Workshop base, which has been covered up with some stuff. I'm not sure because I know they used to have that split down the one side. But obviously, quite a lot of the Games Workshop basing, well, not basing, sorry, terrain pieces there as well, which are quite nice. And we own a lot of these, don't we?
Yeah, we do own a lot of them.
And I must admit, they're actually quite cool to paint because I find them one of those ones which is like, I want to do a bit of painting, but I don't want to get too involved with doing a massive project. And you can sort of crack out about 20 of these and actually have quite a bit of fun with them. But I especially like the monkey, which if I remember correctly, that monkey is actually from a.
Come on, Tom, you can do it.
Is it the Empire Handgunners one or the
Empire Cannon?
Cannon? It's the Cannon. Yes, that's it. I'm sure it's the Cannon, which is very cool because you very rarely see that nowadays. Because obviously, I don't think that kit exists anymore, does it? I'm pretty sure.
It might do. I don't know, but yeah, I think I've got one of those lying around somewhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a very cool little touch there, really. I kind of like the idea of that powder monkey's got a torch and that part in front is full of grenades, and he's just kind of like, meh.
I'll tell you what I like even more is the fact that crate he's standing on is apparently stronger than the Emperor.
Yeah.
Because he's got the full weight of an Eldar Knight on it. So yeah, that's impressive. But other than that, I like the fact there's nice oil spill coming out the barrel there. Very cool. And also the detail on the the little toolkit is great because I can see the individual tools in there, which is very nice. So yeah,
that's quite an intimidating bit to do because I've got one of them somewhere. Those toolkits, and they are quite.
I think they come with the that Mechanicus terrain.
Yeah, they come with a little tractor and crane, I think.
Correct.
Yeah, and really good job, Mike. And he did send me a picture with the Wraith Knight in the whole picture as well, and brilliant, really good stuff. So yeah, well done, Mike. Good stuff.
Right, let's drop the image off, and I'll queue up as the winner, which I hope hasn't changed since we spoke earlier.
No. So this was I don't know. What do people in the chat think?
Yeah, let's have a quick before we do the big reveal. Who does everyone hope wins?
Yeah, you can't vote for yourself,
Yeah, everyone's. Do you know what,
especially if you didn't
Peter?
enter.
I completely agree, Peter. I think all of them this week have been really, really good standard. Actually, just really, really, really good. I think basing something that you can kind of let go with a bit because it's not. You don't have to be, I suppose, the best super duper painter in the world. It's all about composition of the base. Um, all that base in your face, base in the face, London. Yeah.
Yes. Right, so far we got a vote for Mike with this Wraith Knight one. We got a vote for
The water
Orkster with
bases,
his
yeah.
water bases. Anyone else having little votes? I mean, it's not going to change our
No,
mind.
we've already decided. So sorry, guys. We were just curious because we pretend like we're the experts here.
Come on, we are the experts. Don't burst that bubble.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't
We got
realise.
one for the Orcs as
I
well.
thought we got away with it already.
We're the
I think
experts.
I think we will reveal now. So
Okay, go
just
for
make
it.
sure I definitely got the right one on here. Yep. Okay. Good. It'd be very awkward if I put the wrong one up and then we'd have to go. Oh yeah, that's the one we meant. Um,
Yeah,
no.
great job.
Yep.
But yeah, they're all pretty amazing. And there we go. Yeah, Orkster, well
Well
done.
done, Orkster, because I think we both it was actually odd enough. It was one we both looked at and we thought, you know what, there's been a lot of effort put into it, but also it's we haven't seen something like that really, have we? Really
Yeah, very
ourselves.
original. Very original.
Yeah. And I'm looking forward to seeing the tutorial actually because I think it'll be an interesting. Because I mean, this may work for other things like the water technique could be quite good for adding stuff to bases as well, which is you could do little pools of water in a very similar vein. But it's just I think it's the stuff having underneath it I think adds to it very
Yeah,
nice. It's and
yeah.
the lily pads really set them off as well. So looking forward to seeing that Blood Bowl team all assembled on there and fully painted and everything. I think that'd be good fun to have a little look at.
Yeah, so yeah, Orkster,
Well
well
done.
done, well done. I'll be putting these pictures up on Instagram
Instagram.
later. I know there's a couple of you already tagged us on there as well, so much appreciated.
Indeed, yeah. Share us
Um,
around. We like it.
so, Tom, without further
Oh,
ado,
you set me up here. I'm not happy. Anyway,
uh,
I had
what's the painting challenge?
I had an idea. Okay, and this is going to be my idea. I guess we've got to go with it now. So, uh, whatever. I was actually thinking about it last stream. So, as I've been doing a lot of demon stuff recently, and there's been a lot of kind of that kind of painting has been in my mind, and that kind of 40k part of the universe has been floating around. I actually thought it'd be quite cool to do something around the theme of possession, or well, yeah, possession slash demon being possessed, or something being possessed by a demon, or something else. It doesn't have to be a demon. I'm just using that as an example because there's obviously other game worlds which you could probably have this in. Something happening to something that's being gradually taken over and possessed by something else, which I thought would be an interesting one to do, but might be quite difficult. That's why I was a bit worried about it.
Very niche. I like it. Sounds good.
But
Very word berry. I like it.
so I hope that doesn't put anyone too much off, or put too many people off, or whatever. It can be something sort of going a little bit crazy. Something along that kind of vein where something sort of taking control of that and try and represent that in a. Jack's just like stares at the demon host on the table, and there's a couple of quite cool examples of that. Like you've got the I know there's that marine who's being sort of liquefied a little bit when he it's sort of being stretched, his soul's being pulled out of him. Don't know if you've seen that stuff.
Oh yeah.
So stuff like that as well. So yeah, either something like something's happening to something that's being attacked, sort of like soul being pulled out of it. Anything like that. I think that I will type it all up in a kind of a more coherent manner.
Would you say Gene Stealer cult stuff would kind of add to that because
I think
obviously
possession, yeah, stages of possession. I think that's a fair, yeah. I was trying to think of maybe possession is not quite the
or
best.
maybe a form of mind shackle scarab
Mind shack, yeah, there you
on
go,
someone.
yeah. So
All
something,
sorts of
a
ideas, isn't
model
there, really?
like a model being forced out of its own control in some way. So like possession or taking over or something like that. Could it be someone taking attack? I mean, not. I mean, if it was in a kind of ethereal sense, yes, Isaac. However, I'm thinking I'm not talking about thieving. More of a kind of
Could it be someone, a guardsman, on top of a Carnifex, trying to ride it?
yes.
Brilliant.
But he would have
I
to have.
don't.
But he has to have
I don't have
something.
a Carnifex.
He has to have something like in the brainstem controlling it.
Yeah.
That's the kind of vein. Something interesting like that. Just something like that. I hope that. That's not too out there, but it was just something that I was playing with the other week. I thought, it'd be quite cool to see some. Yeah,
it's very different, very original. I like it, Tom. Hopefully people have got something that they want to do. So fine. Yeah, go for it. Got 2 weeks.
2 weeks, do it. I will type it all up after the stream. It'll all be in there shortly, and I'll do it in a kind of a in that way. But yeah, I suppose you could have a demon spirit taking over a tank, like a chaos demon spirit, something like that. That'd be good.
Yeah, or mind shackles, Gareth.
Yeah, mind control. Yes, anything along those lines. Something where the original intent of that person is being controlled by something else, whether it be a possession, mind control, some form of electronic. I mean, I could, I suppose, do some form of radio control hijacking of a tank. There you go.
Mind shackles, Gareth.
You could have like a guardsman sitting behind something, and he's put like a jammer on the vehicle, and he's controlling it with a little remote control down here like this.
Mind shackles, Gareth.
Mind shackle, Gareth. You've got a problem, Dom. You've been doing too many Necrons. You've been doing too many Necrons, my friend.
I have. I love Necrons, though. That's the problem. I'm loving them. So after this, I will be recording another one of the Todak Dynasty because I've got some more stuff done. Yeah, and I've got something pretty big to paint next as well. So it's all good times ahead. So I'll be recording that later and it's editing it up.
Looking forward to seeing it. Will that be up tomorrow?
Hopefully, yeah.
Because Wednesday's, I think, the day that we were sort of, because me and Dom were floating around some consistent days of content released, which is so far going all right.
So far, so good. And yeah, that should be good. Tom, sorry, go for it.
So I was saying, Jack was saying, could it be a diorama? I honestly, whatever you want to put in there, that's fine. I don't mind how you do it. Just try and stick to the theme. A diorama, I mean, if you want to do a whole diorama, go for it. I can't really say no, can I? So yes, Jack, that's fine. Anyway, Dom, sorry, you were saying.
I was just going to ask about TV, Tom. If you've watched anything of any interest.
I'm trying to think if I watched anything kind of worth mentioning, actually. What I managed to watch? I watched Commando the other day, if that counts.
It does. Jeez, how was that?
It was an interesting watch. It's funny when you go back because obviously I've got Disney Plus and they had a load of stuff on Stars and I was just flicking through. I thought, I haven't watched that for a while, and it's very odd how films like that you watch because obviously I watched them many years ago really, but they're just so strange to watch now because it's a very different era of action movie.
Yeah.
Because it's not going to win any awards.
Maybe
but
you should.
But it's still enjoyable in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's just silly action.
Yeah.
You know.
Don't wake my friend. He's dead tired.
Yeah. You said you'd kill me last. I lied.
Yeah, I
lied. Cool off. Yeah. Let off some steam.
Yeah. Bennett, let off some steam.
It's just Arnold Schwarzenegger one-liners are still some of the because actually saying that also prompted me to then watch Last Stand, which I hadn't watched for a little while.
Yeah.
Which I still enjoy. I think it's a good it's a good little rom. And then I think after that I ended up watching Braveheart.
It's the obvious step, isn't it?
Honestly, it's weird how this happens. You're just sitting there going, I just because I think a lot of this is driven by the fact that if I'm genuinely painting something, I don't want to be concentrating on the film too much.
Easy watching, isn't it? Yeah.
And that's really so. I tend to watch stuff that I've either watched or something that is easy watching. You know, I think I might go through and watch Friday Night Dinner again, actually, or something like that. You know, it's just funny audio as well.
Or Year of the Rabbit. You should watch that if you haven't watched it already. I have not watched
Year of the Rabbit, no.
It's on Channel 4, 4OD.
Okay.
Go check it out. I got Mr. Lee to watch it, and I think he's absolutely loved it.
Okay, I didn't even heard of that one. So, I tell you what, I still watch. I watch British Castles as well on
Did you? What's
Netflix.
that on Netflix? Yeah, I was going to say. I think I've seen that.
Yes, and that's actually quite a good watch. It's quite interesting. I think
Have you watched Age of the Tank?
yes, I have watched Age of the Tank. Yes,
That's a good one
that's
as
a
well.
nice
It's
one
good.
because
Good
documentaries are good
documentary.
to watch while painting as well. Actually, because it's more about an information exchange rather than necessarily needing to watch what's on the screen 100% of the time. Um, he said it only has one series. Oh, he's sad.
Yeah.
Sad. He's yeah. Sorry, I said, not said. Sad. Sorry.
Yeah, it's only got one series, but never say never. They might make another one.
And yes, Captain Jack, Commando is the one with the Arnie and the 4-shot missile launcher. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Goes to the shop and just kind of
Yeah.
wrecks it.
We've got some of them.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I haven't gone through all of the castles yet. I think I've done. I think it was Dover, Warwick, and what's the other one I watched already? Because they're about 40 minutes long each, so they're quite long things to watch. I don't watch them all back to back because I think it's one of those things that just pop back into now and then rather than I mean, some of them are pretty good. And I'm trying to think if I got anything else that I was sort of mucked around with that was interesting. I think I actually watched quite a bit, but the problem is I wasn't really concentrating on it, so I can't remember it very well. But how about you? Anything specific you've picked up in the last couple of weeks?
Watch Anti-Life on Netflix with
Oh,
Bruce
is
Willis.
that Bruce Willis? I've looked. I wasn't sure.
It's absolutely terrible. It took me 4 attempts to watch through it. I was just like, it's like it's bad.
Yeah.
It's got when it's got Bruce Willis, so obviously they must spend the whole budget on Bruce Willis. But they've got scenes where it's like it's on a spaceship, and they've clearly got polystyrene, sprayed it, stuck it to the wall behind them, and gone, "Oh, it's a spaceship." And you're like,
I think unfortunately Bruce Willis is in the very last parts of his career. I think I remember the comments when he was doing Expendables, and they sort of said that he was like, "Oh, you're not paying me enough money to do this." It's like you've got like the smallest bit part amongst a bunch of actors who are still kind of just about pulling their weight, if you see what I mean. I mean, Expendables was a interest.
If you haven't seen it,
Yeah, it was good, but by the time we got to the third one, it was getting a bit like, let's get Kelsey Grammer in as well. What? Why is he in it?
Yeah. Bring it on in.
Yeah.
What else I watch? Watch Bad Batch as well. If anyone
I
else
haven't watched Bad Batch. Is that the whole? You watched the whole lot, or?
Disney Plus. There's only 2 episodes so far. It's
It's the weekly, isn't it? Yes, sorry.
Yeah, and I'm really enjoying it so far. Even got the wife to watch some, which was quite good because I think she wasn't overly invested in Clone Wars and Rebels, etc. And then she turned around to me and said, "Actually, I'm quite enjoying Bad Batch because Bad Batch kind of, for those who haven't watched it yet or know what it's about a group of clone troopers who are all kind of being changed in different ways. So like one's really good marksman, one's like got good survival skills, one's massive.
It's like the ultimate
blah,
D&D
blah, blah.
group.
Yeah, or A-Team, either way you look at it. And it's just after the birth of the Galactic Empire and where they see themselves within the Galactic Empire. And it kind of links in with the other Star Wars animated series. So yeah, I'm enjoying it. I think it's really well done.
Cool.
Has anyone else watched it?
I might check that out in that case.
Yeah, do.
And then what's this say? Captain Jackers may give it a watch and then rant if it's not on there. Birthplace of Richard of York. 1-3 of the type of keep never. Yeah, okay. And Gavin's saying anyone for a barbecue apparently. Don't know if that means we've got to go around now or.
Yeah, good. Getting a bit dark. If you get the barbecue started now, Gavin, by the time we get there, we'll see. It's brilliant Bad Batch. Yeah, see, there you go.
Also, well, while we're talking about random stuff, what about the reveals on the Saturday?
Reveals on Saturday. What was on Saturday? I can't remember, Tom.
That's
that much impact on me.
Well, that's my point. Obviously, this is actually what I was kind of talking about because they were really pushing this as a big.
Oh,
reveal.
AOS.
But it was the AOS. Yes, it was the AOS, which I was a bit disappointed in the fact that I don't think enough attention was given to it during the week. I think that should have been their weekly thing.
It's a bit weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
They kind of announce the new vampire stuff, and then they kind of go, "Oh, a new AOS." And for me, if it was 40k, and they went, "Here's your new codex," oh, by the way, I mean, new rule set
New rule
coming
set
out.
coming
You'd be
out.
like, well, why am I going to bother investing in
It's the
that?
wrong order. I think actually what should have happened is, this is just me saying it, all the 40k reveals and other bits like that should have probably been done on the Saturday, because I think that's kind of where they're. I think one nice big show with everything in it would have been quite cool. And the AOS stuff, they should have put a bit more time into the new AOS system. I think I feel like it was a missed opportunity, because I think there's a lot of you know, yeah, just seemed a bit weird, considering it's one of the systems they're trying to grow. And they didn't regard that as more important than maybe the codex releases. As you said, it's a bit
Yeah.
strange. It's yeah.
Yeah, it was a strange one. It was almost like we want to announce it, and maybe people at Games Workshop were like, no, wait until we get some more information, and then we can do it at once. So they're like, no, it's so exciting.
It's so
Let's just
exciting.
announce it now.
Yeah.
And you're like, here's what we're doing. You got any facts? No,
No.
we're just like, these are some new models. You're like, okay, cool. What's the other faction? We're not going to tell you.
Obviously, during the week, there was also some other little 40k reveals. Obviously,
What's your favourite reveal, Tom?
for the 40k or
And overall?
overall. I mean, I'd have to say the sister stuff actually. I think there's some good. I think the expansion they've done, especially with the new Morgan Vet model, was really cool. That's turned my head on the whole warsuit thing, because I can now see a. I don't know what it is. I think when you see a central character with it and you kind of understand how it all fits, where it was going, and it kind of it does make a modicum of sense now. I'd say I mean, obviously I really like the orcs models, but they're not for my army. If that makes sense. It's not what I'm going to be doing for my army with the squigs. Because obviously mine's supposed to be very kind of mech heavy and quite, walkers and things like that. And ultimately, I might mix a few in at one point just for a bit of variation. But I'm not going to go out and buy the collector's box set personally. I'll wait for the codex, I think.
I tell you what I don't like about the collector's box set is that you've got a named character in the box set. Never a fan of having a named character in a box set. I just think it's what's the point? Because from if you want to get into walks and you want to do the snake bites or whatever, you go, right, cool, I've got one. Right, if I get another one, I now have to sell this character.
Yeah.
When if you just get me another kit or another model in there, you can just go, oh, I've got two of these guys. Two run herd.
And unfortunately, he's not really a model you can convert very easily either, because he's very distinctive. So if it was a war boss or something like that, a named war boss, you could probably do some funky stuff with him. But because he's got the hair stuff and all that, he's very very specific kind of leader. Ultimately, I like the idea. And if I'm really honest, some people may disagree with me here, but I'm starting to like the aesthetic of the orcs, the way they're going. They're starting to look a little bit more bestial, if that makes sense, and a bit more refined. I can see them being much more grimdark, I think.
Oh, well, Earl Grey.
Yeah.
Is that what you mean?
yeah, that's exactly what I mean. If the scale's right, it would look awesome with the shot. Yeah, I mean, obviously they've gone to 32mm base as well, which I'm very happy about. I think that's an important step, and it looks like the actual those orcs, obviously, I think 'cause they're snakebite ones, are a bit bigger anyway, but they're about the same size as a Primaris Marine in stature by the looks of it, which I think is very important, because that means we're starting to get to the point where I think orcs look like they should do. So I think the boys are a little bit small, in my opinion.
I think boys, they're generally pretty dated now, aren't they?
Yeah, I think
how old's that box set?
Well, I mean,
the orcs, the current orc box set.
Yeah.
How old is that?
I mean, it's got to be.
I reckon you're looking at least 20 years
Yeah,
old.
I think so, and that's quite a scary thing. And and that's the thing that I was a bit disappointed with. I think they missed an opportunity there. And obviously, I love the fact they've done the snake bites, but it's a very specific thing to do a release on. And I think what actually orc players are probably clamouring for is actually just something they can get started on again from a large, collection point of view. Because obviously, if you're thinking about orc boys, you're like, oh well, those ones look nice. What's the new orc boy kit going to be like? I would like to actually have a new kit and start working on that, rather than not quite knowing what's happening with the range, I suppose. Because right now it looks like they could be doing an individual section for each of the orc tribes, so to speak, or cultures.
I don't know. I don't.
But I don't.
No, we could be wrong,
yeah.
but I don't think they will. I think it's a little
It's
bit
hard to
along the
tell.
lines of like the Militarum Tempestus, where they go, here's some extra models,
Yeah.
extra range. You can have that as a standalone army, or you can include it into your current army, which I'm pretty sure they said quite a few times in
Yes,
that
that
little
was very.
video.
I do
So
like the new Orc War boss though. I think that looks incredible. With the mega armor, I think that's actually a really
yeah,
good looking model, and I will definitely be getting it because I've actually been waiting for something like that for my army for a long time because I've had I think it's the Assault on Blackreach one with the big claw
yeah,
howling out of
yeah.
that, which is a nice model, but actually that's properly dated, and I think we've never had an option for a mega armor knob anyway, so I think that's quite an important one to get in there. And all I said, I just hope they update some of the older models. Really, I think that's what people want. To be
Absolutely.
honest,
I think it's a very
yeah,
difficult thing with orcs. Not having a current orc army, but if you had a current orc army, you got like 100 or 200 orc boys to
yeah,
suddenly go put those side by side with the old
yeah.
orcs.
I get the point.
Oof,
But at the same time,
painful. But it
it's the
needs to be
same with
done.
Marines. It's the same with
Yeah,
Marines. You know,
it needed to be done.
it's going to happen eventually. I think because they can't. Yeah, that could cause a problem if they don't update those models. I think the opposite will start to happen as well, where people start getting a bit frustrated with like, oh, why does everything else get new troop models? Why are we stuck with
Yeah,
20-year-old models still? And with a bit of it's like when they just chuck that the Cadian upgrade sprue in. As much as I appreciate the variation in it, I honestly think they've missed a trick there as well. I think a non-Cadian release would be much more interesting.
yeah, yeah. Well, at some point that will happen. I
I
think they
think so.
will have a whole new regiment, but it wasn't the place for that.
No,
It was.
not
It wasn't
now. No,
time
but
or the place
it was
for a
it was a
new
very odd
larger.
little release just to slip in. I think it was more like, oh, have a little taster. There you go, and
Yeah.
and fair enough. If they're going to put it into the boxes as they said, I suppose that's quite a nice thing if they don't increase the cost of the box too much, which they probably will do.
Because I think the Cadian kit is quite an interesting topic to think about because you look at the scale of a Cadian guardsman next to a
Anything,
Necromunda model or a Sister of Battle,
yeah,
and the scaling is a little bit wrong. But to then release an extra head and weapon kit for them, it's almost kind of confirming you're going to have these for a while.
you're gonna have,
Guys.
yeah, yes,
Don't worry, you get, and also the Gene Sealer Cult stuff. You got the Brood Brothers kit where you get the extra little bits with the Cadian stuff.
mm,
So if you start to invalidate the Cadians, that will then have an effect on the Gene Stealer Cult. So you've
yes,
kind of got to keep with them for now.
yeah. I mean, I'm more talking about theme rather than scale. I mean, I think the scale's fine. I don't think there's necessarily anything wrong with it. I mean, guardsmen are supposed to be, I suppose, the kind of 40k whipping boys really from size wise. They're supposed to be they're supposed to like be the weakest, aren't they? That's the point. It's Imperium of Man is like all the actually guard infantry. You're supposed to be massed, lots of them, not super powered
It's
soldiers.
one of those things where if you can write your way out of it by just going, look, every planet has a different gravity. So cultures are gonna be different
Yeah,
sizes, aren't they?
but
So
that's the
some are
disappointing
going to
thing
be
because all the guard are the same height.
yeah. Well, they're all from Acadia,
They're
so
all from Korea, yeah. Oh. Bloody Cadians. No. In all seriousness, I was just kind of hoping that, and I do hope still that there will be some new regiments released and actually a concerted
yeah.
effort to give a bit more variation because I think that's what people want more necessarily than lots of new models for Guard. I think actually just having some different regiments that they can make stand apart without having to spend a fortune on going to a third-party manufacturer.
Well, we did see another regiment, didn't we?
Oh, did we?
Tanith.
Oh, sorry, the Tan. Yes, sorry. Yeah, yeah, okay, yes. The Tan that was part of the Black Library Day, wasn't it? I think.
Yeah, which was a nice little boost for Black Library because normally it's just like, oh, here's a book, here's a limited edition, and this time it was like, here's some models as well.
And also,
And
obviously, yeah. I mean, they do look nice. I will admit they look good. I know there's a couple of people in chat that didn't necessarily agree with some of the looks of some of them. I think, but
well, it's
sorry,
quite
guys.
hard for me to interpret. Yeah. I think really everyone reads a book in a different way.
Yeah.
And it's on a different time scale as well. I
True.
think this one's just after the first founding.
Okay, that's fine.
It's not kind of set in the current.
After all the wounds have set in.
Yeah. Before they get scarred and all their hairs turn grey, this is when they're young and fresh recruits.
They're gonna do one in 40 years' time where there's literally just like old Gaunt. It's like
yeah.
a walking stick.
Oh man, Gaunt.
He's
so I think it's really nice as well. It gives you, like you said, a bit of hope for God that there's something possibly there.
That's kind of what I was getting at, really. I would just like to see finally a bit of variation in the kits, because it's all very well having a standardized kit for regiments. And I do get the ease of that, but I think actually people want a bit of variation nowadays, especially with all this fancy stuff that's been coming out from Marines and Sisters and all this kind of it's all
and I think that's the thing. If they were to do it, it should be a massive release. It shouldn't be a part kind of like, man, because we saw all the stuff for Sisters coming out. We saw new Orc stuff coming out. We saw all these other little bits popping up, and I think Guard should be. If they're going to do a new regiment, it should be the whole thing. There should be one announcement.
Yeah, if I was going to say to put some bets on some stuff here, I'd say that actually Marines are going to actually be on the back burner for quite a while now. I think this Codex release, I think they've had everything they're going to have properly for a little while now. Personally, outside of Forge World, I know people may disagree with that, but because they're also Marines are like the thing, but I think they're going to get shelved for a bit because they've been pushed really hard for the last 2 years. And I think if you look at all the stuff that's come out, they've added fast attack, they've added the lots of heavy options. All the tanks are in there now. I think they've basically done an equivalent to what was in to all the tactical era Marines and up to the vehicles now, in my opinion. I think the only thing that maybe they were missing is proper flyers, but I think the flyers are still good. I don't think they need to muck around with them. I hope not, anyway. And the same, I think Sisters are going to have a little break now, I think, as well, after this release.
They're not going to get anything else now. No. They've had their range has increased.
It's tripled, I think, dramatically. I mean, just adding all those stuff on there, it really pushes the boundaries out for what they've done.
Not just in the Codex, but the actual model range itself, because a lot of it is dependent on one kit, isn't it? But now they've got some.
Yeah, the stuff coming out for them is going to be fantastic. So I'm looking forward to expanding. And that's actually what I was waiting for, because I didn't want to add much more to my Sith army until they saw what they were doing with the range. It's actually perfect. So I now know kind of where I think I'll start adding some stuff in. Hopefully, once I can see the rules of the Codex, because I don't want to get stuff that I'm not going to enjoy using, because it's a very this army's quite close to my heart in a way, because it's one of the first ones I collected. So I'm trying to make sure I get what I want out of it. So hence why I stopped buying them. I've got stuff to paint for them anyway, so looking forward to getting that done. Sorry, someone's just.
Yeah, and for myself as well, getting into Sisters of Battle as this comes out is pretty exciting. I'm really looking forward to adding more to this army.
No, I think you've got a nice colour scheme. Yours a nice story as well for your Crusade, so that should be good to see develop, I think. Just trying to think what else, and I think we're going to see some. I think we're going to see some huge Orc pushing now. I think. They did say we've only seen about 50% of what they were going to release for the Orc, so I think there may be some fairly large announcements on them, depending on how they mark their percentages on models. Because if you look at what they've released, there's about 5 new units, I think, in that release, wasn't there? I think something like that.
Yeah.
So you're going to at least see another 5
quite
things.
A nice little boost to the future.
Yeah. See you, Isaac. Take care, mate. Thank you for joining us. And then in all seriousness, I really hope Chaos and Demons get some proper focus. I mean, I think we're going to see Tzeentch and Grey Knights again from that little video they did. Which
absolutely.
I'm all right. I mean, I would prefer a general Chaos release first, because I think they need it. And I think
maybe Chaos is just going to have something massive.
I hope they do. I really, they had a kind of in my opinion, their last release, which is when they had the was it Spearhead box set, was it, or whatever? Shadow Spear, that was the one. I think they had a kind of a mini kind of update there, and I think they need that again, plus some extra models to push them up into something which is actually going to be interesting, and also to just make Chaos players a bit happier.
As a long-term Chaos player, I could have confirmed that we are never happy.
Yeah,
we're always angry, bitter. That's why we're kind of tempted towards Chaos.
Believe in the words of Lorgar.
It'd be nice to nice to get something. And of course, Lorgar is returning,
Yeah,
so that's why it's going to take a little bit longer to justify another Primarch. The Primarch.
the Primarch.
Yeah.
The Primarch. No. What's going to happen is Abaddon's going to go through the Primaris upgrade. That's what's going to happen.
Can't make that model any bigger.
I know. So I'm just trying to think of something stupid they're going to do. But also, I think demons, in my opinion, I'm very keen on having a big update to as well. I think there's a lot more they can do with the Chaos Demons, in my opinion. But the problem with that is because it's a joint army, I think they had to obviously link the AOS and the 40k releases. I reckon they'll do a double release on that. I think.
Quite nice to get a double release.
I think it'd be good. I think it'd be nice. Yeah, I think having that would be a nice big release. But I'd like to see them facing. I mean, I would have preferred that versus Grey Knights. I think that would be much more interesting, personally. Whereas it looks like it's much more Zinchi related, which is fine. I don't have a problem with Zinch, of course. There's into Zinch armies, Thousand Suns, sorry, I should say. But it's a very specific god as well, which is a shame. I feel like they should do a nice big multi-release for the Grey Knights versus Demons. I think that'd be quite a cool thing to watch. Not because I'm collecting demons right now or anything like that, but
You're you're horsing the race there. Yeah. What are people looking forward to coming up? What codex would you really want to see coming up next? Because obviously we know what's coming up. We've got Admech, we've got we've got Sisters, we've got Orcs. Have I missed another one out, or is that the current ones at the moment lined up?
I'm not sure actually. 1 second, Dom. Sorry, mate.
It's okay. Oh, he's had enough. He's gone. Sorry, guys. What are people looking forward to next? And what are you working on at the moment? I'm still going through my Sister Battle here. I'm doing a bit of dry brushing on the green, which I love. Although I do need a new dry brush. This one's a little bit on the hard side. Do.
Sorry, gents. That's better.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
See, well, Gavin has been showing some photos on our other chat here, by the way. I don't know if you've seen them.
Why is he not putting on Discord?
I don't know. I think people would like to see his work because it looks fantastic. So there, Gavin. If you're still watching.
Yeah, so Captain Jack's put, be nice to see chaos, but happy with what we have at the minute. I personally think it's good. We get the other chaos factions first, then maybe.
It's fine. Yeah. I get both points of view. I'm just I think because maybe me and Dom had a game with demons recently, and I just saw the kind of, I suppose, the poor state they're in. Really, from a rules point of view,
they're in a difficult place.
I think it's just a bit sad for. Oh, hello, Mike. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for coming in. You arrived late. Hopefully, you enjoy the last 20 minutes or so. That's what. Maybe we've gone for another 2 hours. Dom looks like he wants to go on for 2 more hours.
Yes, let's do it. I think with demons at the moment, like, you can make them win. However, as a rounded army, they're not in a particularly great place, unfortunately.
Yeah. I think we had this conversation, didn't we? Where we were sort of saying that I think it's a shame that there's no, in the current codex, I think there's no real way for all four gods to work as an army flawlessly, I suppose, without doing funky shenanigans.
Yeah, without losing some of your special rules.
Yeah. Because I'd love to see like a cross-buffing kind of thing, whereas if you join two, I mean, obviously if you have two gods that don't like each other, I can understand that not working, because there is a plenty of story in that for ones that don't necessarily like to work together. But I think on the whole, I think if they're working towards a general purpose, they don't really care, you know. But it'd be nice to see sort of like two gods work in tandem, that they get some special rules sort of cross-reference with each other. And things like that. I know that can get a bit complex, I suppose, but it's just more about the flavour, really. But yeah, because at the moment it's pretty much if you don't do mono god in a detachment, you lose the god's abilities, don't you? That's basically it.
Mono detachment, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So you can have separate detachments for separate gods,
yeah.
but I think you're going to struggle with 4 gods.
Well, you can't do it because you can only have 3 detachments anyway in a 2,000
Exactly.
point game. So
Yeah.
that's the shame. So that you'll end up with one. If you do want to do that, you'll end up with one of your detachments having multi things in it. So yeah,
Yeah, absolutely,
there we
mate.
go.
It's a bit of a shame, isn't it?
Oh,
Right.
sorry.
I'm going to
Just
try and
before we
finish
move
up.
off chaos, I'm just going to refresh my poll, and we're going to find out who is the
We
next
get to
good.
see Tom refreshing his poll live on stream. Whoa, whoa, whoa! What are you doing?
It's a defect. Anyway, um, um, okay, guys. Well, the winner is Nurgle with 9 votes, and Corn actually had 6 votes. So we now know that I will be purchasing the Greater Demon of Nurgle at the end of the month, and he'll be painted up for the next video after the next one I've done for the Lord of Change, which will be up shortly. So there we go.
Are you going with the Games Workshop model in the end?
I am going to go. I'm keeping it purely Games Workshop. I've decided. Yes, I like linking the aesthetic together. I think. Um, Ultimately, the other ones was. I think from a price point as well. I think it was getting a bit silly when I was looking at the cost of doing the other way. Um, and the quality of the model's good enough. And if I wanted to add another one of them as a centerpiece for a different, for a bigger army or something like that, I would probably just pick up some of the name characters from Forge World maybe. Um, so yeah, I'm happy with the so that of course does mean for you corn lovers, they'll be last. Sorry. It was a much better split vote here. It's interesting how you take away factions when then you see people sort of voting different ways. But I wasn't quite sure I was going to get Nurgle actually because a lot of people have been consistently voting the opposite way to make sure I didn't get Nurgle because I think people knew I wanted it. Who did you vote for, Dom?
I think I voted for Nurgle, to be honest. I can't
Oh,
remember. I remember
interesting.
voting quite early on in the poll, and I was like, "Yeah, Nurgle, you like doing Nurgle." So
So I mean, I did a massive spray paint order actually as well. So I've got quite a few spray paints ready for this because I actually bought a Mephiston red one in case I was going to do corn, and I've got the Death Guard green for my because I'm going quite traditional with the, as you probably noticed, with the paint schemes. Apart from maybe Slanesh not so much, but I've liked the way my Slanesh skin color came out in the end, so I'm gonna stick with that for my lesser demons as well. But for the yeah, I'm gonna go with a quite traditional green for the Nurgle one, and also I'm going to go with a very good red for the Bloodthirsters.
nice,
Mm.
nice,
Then we got
very cool.
then the council will be formed. The Council of the Lingering Legion. There you go. All right,
Looking forward to it. It's
it's
going to be
happening.
exciting.
Yeah, and then we can start destroying your Imperial armies.
Rude. Sure, my Baneblade squadron will have thoughts about that one, Thomas.
Well, no, but the problem is that you don't know.
No problem. We're fine.
They're
What can
like
we
the
do about it?
They're like the Power Rangers. They're going to form into something bigger.
No, they're going to fight amongst themselves and ignore the shadow sword coming up behind them.
Uh, but yeah, no, I must. I'm actually quite enjoying that as a kind of a main Discord project. So I just so you guys are aware, I have been working on getting the website kind of working, but I was actually going to wait until I had all 4 of the main models made before I open that one up, and then we're going to start looking at some of the history slash lore behind each of the demons, giving me a name. We're going to do some votes on names and things like that, and just try and have some fun with it. Um, in a semi-serious way, but not. I'm not like against silly names because these are chaos gods. They're not exactly the most serious names in the world. Sometimes are they?
No, they are not.
But Big John won't be one of them. It could be the Nurgle Demon Prince. Demon, Greater Demon. Sorry.
Big John.
Yeah, Big John. We'll call him Big John.
Nice, nice. Good name. Solid name.
But yes, so yeah, that is all good. So that poll is now closed. So thank you for all participating. Whoever have, I'm just having a quick look through Discord at the moment. A nice Sambo the Gambo, which who's that on? Is
I
that
don't know
someone
if
in?
Sam is watching us.
Yeah,
Watching us.
it is Sam, isn't it? Yeah, I'm just checking. But he's put a very nice Imperial Guard unit there with some purple plasma. I do like purple plasma.
I think it's his Traitor Guard army he's
It's
been
very
working
cool.
on.
Very
Because
nice.
everyone should have a Traitor Guard army.
Yeah.
It's a known thing.
And obviously, Vix has put up a little preview shot of her Discordant, Lord Discordant, which is coming along nicely. So thank you for the little painting updates from all you guys. And also, for anyone who hasn't been in Discord today, there has been a massive amount of army pictures done by Memquisitor, which is basically a multi-sided Chaos army by the looks of it.
Yeah, multi-war bands. I saw that. It was very nice. Maybe we can get a few of those up and we'll do a little show on them, actually.
So I think it's 10,000 points them. That's awesome. I mean, that's definitely barking up our tree on the apocalypse side of things, you know. So
yes, exactly. We all have an apocalypse-sized army, don't we?
now the question is, Dom, do you actually have lottery tickets tonight?
I do have.
Did you want to check
it? Yeah, let's do it. Let's win. I really could do with winning the lottery today. Actually, that'd be quite handy.
Why's that? You got some problems?
I've got a lot of problems, Tom. Right.
Well, I have your numbers ready, sir.
Oh, super. Let me just. You have my numbers ready.
Yeah, they're exactly the ones you need. I promise you. So whatever you've got there,
goodness.
you're a winner.
That's handy. That is very handy, actually. Right. So.
Just checking. Okay. Interesting.
What's up?
No, I was just checking social media for a couple of bits. Everything is good. Right. Anyway.
Right, Tom. Let's do it. Let's win the lottery. Come on, everybody. You can play the lottery alongside.
14. Oh dear.
Oh no, I have got 14.
Okay.
Yep, go for it.
25.
No, not today.
34.
I got 35.
That doesn't help. 43.
Oh no, this is not going well, is it?
46.
Got 45.
No, again, this isn't working. You have to have the exact number, not one or two either side. And then a 5 and a 6 is the other numbers, mate.
I got 6.
Okay. So again, Dom has failed us.
I'm sorry. I feel I'm not just letting myself down, but I'm in fact letting everyone else
You're
down.
also letting Captain Jack down because he's never going to get that £5 back. I say back, he never gave it. What did he give it to? I don't know. The story is so convoluted now. I heard that he lent you a £5 to buy a lottery ticket about 20 weeks ago or something. You didn't pay him back.
No, in fact, I lent him a £5, and I've never seen that £5 come back. So
you see, so many different sides. I don't know what the truth is anymore. Maybe we can write a book on it. Be a tenner if he wins again.
Unbelievable.
Right. Well, while we're chatting about it, I was going to start writing up the painting challenge.
Start writing that up, Tom. I'm currently working my Dark Apostle at the moment.
Oh, you almost got him sorted out? Are you working on the little
bases
now?
Yeah. I'm just going over the red one more time. Then just in the silver, really, to be honest. And he's getting there, yeah. Quite proud of him. I think he's going to turn out quite nicely. Just waiting for some more hobby supplies, Tom. That's the problem. Tom, have you got any suggestions where I can get some hobby supplies from?
Well, it's funny you should mention that. There is a shop online, an online shop, as some might say.
That sounds crazy right there.
Yeah, I mean, you can even get a discount there.
A discount? Of what percentage?
I believe it's about 20%, isn't it, if I remember correctly? Or 15%? Is it 20%?
That seems a lot.
It does.
Okay.
And if all you need to do is, you can go into Google if you want. You don't even have to put in the address, but you go to goblingaming.co.uk.
Goblin Gaming?
Yeah.
That's a funny name.
It is.
Okay,
I mean,
yeah.
Do you know what, Dom? The logo looks very similar to those weird things you've got on your door there. Yeah,
These.
them goblin. Yeah, like little evil grinning goblins. This is very painful, by the way. Um,
And the Oscar goes
yeah,
to.
to me and him for the acting skills that we have been hiding all these years. No, but anyway, in a nutshell, if you do feel like contributing to the studio without any extra cost to yourselves, just go use a link in our description to go to Goblin Gaming and purchase anything after clicking on that link, and we get a little percentage of the sale. But like I said, it doesn't cost you any additional money. It's purely on a kind of commission based thing. So we just get something from there for nothing basically. So it's well, not for nothing.
Maybe Tom, instead of putting a poll up for your naming your demon, your great demons, the person who spends the most on Goblin Gaming should be able to name your character.
Oh,
Uh,
well,
name
we
your
can.
great demon or Slanesh.
I could.
If they spend the highest amount, that person gets to
I could
name them
definitely
the
set
great
something
demon.
up. I mean, I'm not too sure about this, but who's got the deepest
No, I
pockets?
think it's a good
But that's
idea,
pay to
Tom.
win. That's not fair.
No, Tom.
You're so elitist.
Let me just ask someone else that may think that's a good idea. Cupboard door. Do you think it's a good idea that Tom does that? Oh, we do. Yeah, good.
But anyway, yes, please use the link and yeah, and use that. So we would very much appreciate anything that you purchase from there using that link. Thank you. Yeah.
Nice one. Good job. Well,
Um,
I've got to go and record a video,
that's
Tom.
fine. I understand. I think we are about there anyway. So first of all, everyone, thank you all very much for watching. Um, look out for the painting challenge. We're just putting it up there. So get over there and have a look at it if you want to get involved with that. It's due in 2 weeks' time. However, at the moment, my name is still Tom, and this is over here,
Tom.
and we form Balacto Studios. And thank you all very much for watching, and we will catch you next time. Bye bye.